If your baby's toy or you're using one of those shusher things that turn off after 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and it plays a lullaby but then turns off, it can be turning off in a really fragile part of your baby sleep cycle, meaning that their little spidey senses kick back in, and when they rouse out of a sleep cycle, just like you and I do as an adult, they think, hang on, something's different. Where's that lullaby or where's that shusher sound? And so it starts becoming a really unhelpful sleep association, particularly if multiple times overnight you're having to press play on the lullaby again. And this is actually something that's come up twice this week in different consultations. This morning I had a consult with a 12.5-month-old baby, and during the week I had a consult for a 6.5-month-old baby over in the Middle East. And both of them are using different devices that switch off after 40 minutes, and then the mothers are turning it back on a few times overnight. So instead, what we're going to do is use a white noise or sound machine that runs all night long, all nap long, so that we create this really set and forget positive sleep association. And because particularly this morning's baby, it's a lullaby and that's part of their ritual, we're actually just going to build that into the earlier part of the bedtime routine. So while they're having stories and getting their sleeping bag on, or even during their bottle of milk, they can have their lullaby on then, but it will have turned off by the time they go into their cot to self-settle, so that the environment at bedtime is the same throughout the night. And it's so often that just these little tweaks to the whole picture really help to set the stage for success, so that your baby isn't waking because something is different. And it's usually the really clever, social, alert babies that notice these things, and they're often the babies that I work with. So have a think about whether or not that might be contributing to your baby's wakings. You can still use the toy that plays the lullaby. Just bring it early into the bedtime routine so that it's turned off by the time they go to sleep. And if you're using a shusher that turns off and doesn't last all night, that can go on the shelf now. We're going to replace it with a sound machine that lasts all night long.